1, 2, 3.
Welcome to the Mental Reps podcast, featuring your host, Brian Wright.
Dude, I love you keep on looking over your shoulder, which is like the most adorable, hilarious thing ever, bro. Isn't it so funny how these little 5'0" women,
dude,
you're looking over your shoulder like, I don't know if I want her to hear this.
Our guest this episode is writer, singer, songwriter, and voiceover artist Travis Roig.
I was getting really angry a lot for a multitude of reasons, but one of them was that all the cliches of marriage and everything that you see in like the most cliche sitcoms, that you're like, that's not how marriage is. That's just, you know.
It's like somebody's sleeping on the couch tonight.
Yeah.
Like some bullshit like that.
Exactly.
This week's episode is sponsored by the Field Irish Pub and Eatery, a little piece of island in South Florida.
All of that came true, and it came true in like a flood, and I'm like, I am inside of it, and it's happening, and they were true the whole time.
As well as elite sanitizing services, keeping South Florida clean and in business.
Family Matters was right, Raymond was right, like everybody was right.
Predictability.
And I could have hit the milkman, the paperboy, and TV.
Now fade out that fresh as beat, and let's get this bitch on the road.
Welcome to Mental Reps Podcast. I'm Brian Wright. I hope you are happy and healthy. I've missed you. Sorry for the delay since the last episode. I got a couple cracked ribs. Some life happened, but we're back up in this bitch. We're leveling shit up around here, especially on the YouTube side of things. And I'm hoping you're liking the new look. Tell me what you think in the comments section. And I got some amazing guests lined up. So I'm really pumped to bring you some good stuff. I think you're going to dig it. Thank you so much for watching, sharing with your friends. I mean, I freaking appreciate you, man. Really. And please go check out the new and improved mentalreps.net. We're giving away 50% of the proceeds from the merch sales to Neighbors for Neighbors, an awesome local nonprofit doing amazing things down here in South Florida for people in need. You can find out more about them on our About page with links to their websites and where you can donate and volunteer, all that good stuff. Be a gem and go pick something up. You'll be helping out the podcast, but also contributing to a great cause at mentalreps.net. My guest today. Oh man, this was a fun podcast. I think you're gonna love this dude if you don't already. He's a writer, singer, songwriter, voiceover artist, bit of a wordsmith, and just like an overall mensch of a dude. And you'll see that in this episode. We met through his wife and a friend of the show, Pauley McPaulerson. They are fun, dude. I just like their vibe. They're absolute sweethearts. And Travis is super talented. Even this guy's social media posts are like fucking beautiful, dude. Just his use of words, I really appreciate it. And he doesn't like to waste them. He knows the power of them words and the functionality. So I just really think that you're going to like this dude. He's got an online horror show called Terror on the Air, which is awesome. It's really unique. And it's like I was saying, it's kind of like Audible Twilight Zone. It's really cool. You can find his episodes on YouTube and anywhere you listen to podcasts or music. He has a new album out called The Shakes as well. This dude, I'm telling you, man, he's like a renaissance man. And I think you'll really like the cut of my man's jib too. This is a longer one, but we really start cooking at the end. Pauley pops in here and there, which he has a few things to say about. It's fucking awesome, dude. I really hope you enjoy my chat with my man, Travis Roig. But first, did you have a good time with your Irish brethren on St. Paddy's Day? You best believe I had a pint or 11. South Florida's authentic Irish pub and eatery, The Field. Yeah, official sponsor of Mental Reps Podcast. And you know shit was popping off on St. Paddy's Day, dude. It was sick. The cloggers, they had the river dancers popping up in that bitch. It was fucking great. All the live music. It's a little piece of island right here in South Florida. If you haven't been already, do yourself a favor and go there. This place is the shit. It's my spot. And at first, I almost didn't want to tell you all about it. But especially when the pandemic came around and things were harder for restaurants everywhere, not just in South Florida, I really wanted to reach out to them, see if I could help out in any way. They've been awesome to me. I love everybody there. They have an incredible staff. GMJ is a really good dude, and his wife, he's got an amazing family. The owners all the bartenders, the servers, they're just fucking top-notch salt of the earth people, and half of them fucking have Irish accents. So they're like, "Oi, you want the usual? Coming up." It's just fucking dope, dude. And they fucking have little quips and shit. And I know I'm talking it up a lot, but I'm telling you, if you haven't been in there, you gotta go check it out. Multiple bars, Guinness, Smithwick's, much more on tap. One of the big reasons people keep coming back, though, the insane Irish American cuisine. They have like top of the line shepherd's pie, bangers and mash, the corned beef, the cabbage, Irish tomato soup, but also steak, chops, fresh seafood, and vegan options. So no excuses for your emaciated fedora-wearing friends. Another reason people keep coming back, live music, Wednesday through Sunday. Lots of Irish music, too, and they just, again, the staff is incredible. That's a guarantee for me. They're going to treat you right. And if you're staying in, don't sweat it. Go to thefieldfl.com and enter code word REPS20 for 20% off your entire online order. Again, thefieldfl.com, code word REPS20. I have a bunch of events planned coming up at the Field as well, and Township, downtown Fort Lauderdale. So keep an eye on the social media pages at BMW On Air. My Brian Wright On Air Facebook page in particular, you'll find all the upcoming events and shows on my events page there. So go check it out. Another huge thank you to Elite Sanitizing Services. If you're looking for local sanitizing services here in South Florida, call ESS. They're state licensed and insured, offering local sanitizing services, which kill 99.9% of all bacteria and viruses, including COVID-19. They clean anything, and I mean anything, from cars to yachts and planes, your home, your business. It's like you're running them through a big Purell machine, and they're offering free sanitizing to vehicles of all medical professionals, which is a really cool thing if you ask me. And go to support them if you can. They're trying to support anybody that they can, and those are the people I like to get behind. If you have any questions, just want an estimate, give them a call, 24/7, 954-663-5836, or go to elitesanitize.com. Elite Sanitizing Services, keeping South Florida safe and in business. All right. Thanks for keeping the lights on. Now it's time for the goods. Please enjoy my chat with the man himself, Travis Roig.
Hey, hold on. I'm recording now. You have to
No.
Hey, Paul.
Oh dear. Really?
Don't fucking record.
What's up, girlie?
Like.
This is
when's
really
this
cool.
spotlight gonna be mine?
How did you get into the Field?
No, aren't they being so quiet back there
emptied it.
and so still over there?
I
at the bar?
know.
So we
isn't
make
that
the
great?
same fucking jokes.
I tell them that they have to chill every time. These two right
Right.
here, they're roughhousers. They fucking make a bunch of noise, pain
So
in my ass.
sweet.
You're the
Yeah, but
best.
they're
so
behaving
sweet.
right now. They're behaving.
So I'm
right
gonna make you a drink.
No, I don't drink.
Oh,
She knows I'm on like medication, and she's constantly trying to shove
I'm a
drinks down
bad
my
friend.
throat.
I love you so much, Brian Wright.
Love you too.
You're my favorite person in my entire roast. I love you.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, you know what? Fuck it. Like, I mean, I can cut out later parts, but this is gonna be part of it. I'm sorry. I feel like I went a little hard in the paint with everybody. I feel like I was like,
not at all.
I
No such
was
thing.
oddly
No.
prepared and like, and
No,
No
And then-
such thing.
you made it like a legit, like you made it worth it. You made it like, you made me feel bad that I didn't write anything for anybody because I totally was too busy for like putting that show
That's an
together.
interesting concoction coming out of your mouth, dear.
Yeah, I had a nacho and a coffee.
that's
So I have nacho coffee for
you know, ear hairs. Speaking of ear hairs,
I'll
Yeah.
get cute and come make an appearance later,
Oh,
okay?
we weren't talking about
Okay.
ear hairs on camera.
But I love you guys. Let me know if you need an appearance, just text me, okay? Or like,
Oh, sure. We'll let you know when we need you again in something that we're both doing.
fucking
Yeah.
assholes. All right.
Whoa! I was gonna be
So much
sweet, not
hostility.
curse or anything, and this one.
I should have went harder in the paint at that fucking roast.
Thank you. Thank you. That's what my divorce attorney said.
I love it so much.
You know, honestly, I gotta say, a couple of my favorite jokes from the night.
Baby.
I love the one
Okay.
I love the one that Paula's friend did about you, your first day of homelessness. You look like you're on your first day of homelessness. That was fucking hilarious. I loved John's.
I didn't even hear that one.
John did a really good one about me. He said Brian has a face for radio and the voice for getting fired from the radio.
That's so good.
It was so fun though. I mean, I think looking back, like I would have maybe trimmed a little fat, done like 2 less jokes for each person, but it was so much fun. It was
Brian Wright, you have to throw yourself a roast for your birthday. It's so much fun.
That would be fun. I like my
I think it only works for Paula.
No,
like to throw herself.
One of my favorite things is John Gregory was like, "What made you think you were famous enough to have a roast?"
John's funny, dude. I got a couple of good ones and on him. Like it looks like he delivered for Pizzagate. I think that was another one.
You had some good shit.
Hey, should we plug her podcast before what's her podcast episode?
Fuck yeah. Oh, it's called the Drunken SoFlo Rona cast that I did with her like at the beginning of the pandemic. Still to this day, I think second to only one in audio listens. It's like one of my more popular podcasts. A lot of people listen to it and always have like good feedback. I always forget too because you told me to hit you up and show you the comments that people made, and I never.
Was that at the field?
Yeah.
That was at
we didn't.
No, that was the one in the living room.
Just like this.
Pauley is second only to Brett Ernst in appearances on Mental Reps podcast because he's been on 3 episodes and you've been on 2.
Okay, I'm coming up soon then.
Actually, now you're 3.
I've Ernst it.
Now you're 3.
There it is.
You're tied with Brett.
I didn't earn it because I got views, and also I came up with one of my best jokes ever on your podcast, which was like it was about fucking your family. Mark.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Well, I hadn't thought of it, but it's the first time I said it out loud, and then it became. You made it the preview.
You're my family. Sealed. I'm fucking my.
Yeah, you become your family, something like that. It was such a funny preview. Anyway, guys. I'm going to take a nap because I'm fucking exhausted and I look like my first day of
You're exhausted? You're exhausting us. You need to be like ready for a marathon.
Do it. Yeah.
Get that nacho coffee breath the fuck out of here.
Dude, nacho flavored coffee? This one, bro. This one.
Dude, just you saying that, it kind of connected and hit me. Like it was like, I felt like I smelt it too.
And she expects like a healthy sex life.
Shut up! You do not need to be funny at my bequeath, at my behalf.
She has made a career out of making fun of me on stage. God forbid I make one joke on Brian's podcast.
I love it. That last live podcast with Pauley and George Orr, Hot Rod at the field where I am right now.
That was impressive.
It was so off the walls, like, but it was so fun, dude. It's like, who am I? Like, I just think I would be so dumb to be trying to reel it in too much. Of course, I got to steer the ship and everything, but
yeah, like, which you do not? Like masterfully.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's like I gotta I asked them to be on, and I know who they are. I want to let them be who they are, man. Like, go let your freak flag fly high.
That's like, why should I ever get mad at Paula? Because I know who she is. Like I should expect everything. And for some reason I get lit. I'm like, okay, must be something, lizard brain.
Well, it's also like, yeah, maybe partly your stuff, but you care a lot about her, so you're trying to keep an eye out for her too, and you think in your head, like, I think that I'm helping. Like, that's what you're thinking. It's not in order to stop her from anything, and she's got to be the ultimate one to make that judgment call of like, is this just so me, I got to do it, or is he right? Like, and I should just chill.
Yeah, well,
he's like, oh,
what's that second option again? Because I have not heard that one in this household.
Oh, dude, that's so funny. I believe that. Yo, really? Okay, dude. I just before, because I want to get up at the beginning too, before we go too far. Okay. I listened to a couple episodes of Terror on the Air. I fucking love it, dude. So cool. Like Audible Twilight Zone shit, bro. Like seriously, like it's really, really cool. And I know it's one of those styles and art forms that just you don't hear about anymore because it takes a lot of work and there isn't a ton of mediums for it. But now with please tell us about Terror on the Air and when you started it, why you started it, and what it's all about.
Was that an official question you asked me?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, okay. Let's work on that official answer.
I know I was dabbling on there for a sec.
Okay. The I don't have to say the quick of it is my mom bought me when I was really young. I'm gonna say around like 10 or 11, 12. I always make fun of people in my head when they try to like find whatever age they're telling a story about themselves at. I'm like, nobody cares. Nobody cares if you like nailing the right 15? Age. 14, 15. Yeah, it's like the tape's still rolling. Yeah. Nobody cares.
Good call.
My mom bought me this. It was in this plastic microphone. It was in the shape of an old microphone, this plastic-like encasing, and it had 4 cassettes in it. And each cassette had like an old radio show. It had Sherlock Holmes. It had The Shadow. It had a show called Suspense. It had a show called Inner Sanctum. And I, for the longest time, basically, like, I mean, I'd venture out in the world to do the things I had to do. But for the most part, I was very, I say, living on the edge of my bed for like a great deal of my life.
Copy that.
And so like these became, I started listening to them, fell head over heels, and I was trying to find a joke for the heels part, and I couldn't. I went down. I was like, Paula bought me like some really good heels.
You're good, dude.
And so I just started getting more and more and more. And it was at I don't know. Do you remember? Is Bayside still there?
Yeah.
Bayside's still there. Yeah, it was someplace. It was like a Sam Goody or some like weird ass store in there that had these. And but I digest. What is it? I digress. So fell in love with those. Became my interior life. Like loved them. Started getting as many as I find as many of these cassette tapes as I could. And I was doing theater, like some community theater at the time, and I was sitting in the audience with a friend of mine, and we were talking, and I was telling him about these shows and that I would love to do one of these shows, and I was probably like 15 at the time, and he was an artist, and so he immediately, Terror on the Air just came to me just like that. Like in the auditorium, in the theater, and my boy grabbed one of the, like an old program or something, and he started drawing an old radio, like standing radio with an axe through its head and blood coming out of it. I was like, oh my God, it's already real.
Dope.
But it wasn't yet. Took another 25 years to, or so to actually get around to trying to make one of these things, which falling backwards into the career that I started in like 2013, I started working with a bunch of voice actors. So I was like, oh my God, like I have like, this is it. Like, I'm only listening to these people's voices, and I'm like, I can write something.
Theater of the mind. Yeah.
Dude. And there were amazing voices, these people. One of them is a friend of ours. I'll start dropping names later. I had an idea for this one particular actor, and I just couldn't go anywhere with it. And I was talking with another friend, and he kind of helped me shape an episode, and I finally got everybody in to do it. This was 2016 or so, maybe, I'm not sure. No, before that, maybe 2000. I'm doing the age thing again. I'm losing years.
See how easy it is to get caught up in that shit,
bro.
See, dude, everybody, it's so funny how, like you said, you can pick out little things that people do, but unless you're in the moment or you're doing it yourself, like, bro, it's like human beings being human beings, dude. I was disappointed, just nothing against Pauley, your wife, but I was like, I told her, I was like, let Travis know that he can hop on the podcast at any time when we were doing our last one. And you never did. And I was like, that, first off, that son of a bitch. Second, like, obviously there's a reason why I wanted you on, dude. Like, just you being you is what makes me happy. Because like, this is the whole thing is, you know, obviously I try and get like some like bigger name guests and stuff like that. I'll have like a TJ Miller on every once in a while or
Yeah,
something.
you will. Yeah,
But
you will.
like I said, the most popular episode I did pretty much so far was the one I did with Pauley, and people love, like, I try and make sure that like I introduce people who might not already know. And just like, obviously you guys are out there and doing your own thing. It's not like I'm introducing you to like everybody. It's
Oh, no,
more
you
like
are.
I'm like helping a few more people hear about you, and that shit makes me feel good when you know, something good happens from somebody being on the show or something. And I feel like, man, do people need to see this shit or hear Tara on the air? Because bro, like I said,
Thank
I
you.
listened to a couple episodes
Thank you.
and they're really cool, dude. The one with, first off, I'll start dropping a couple of names. Todd Allen Durkin, my
Yeah.
buddy and your buddy.
You want to talk about legitimacy, like for you having me. I know we're working on. We got a couple chess pieces going on right now. This is beautiful. I love it. I love it. You, I know Paula's out there much more than I, and I kind of, you know, whatever, what I do. But you're bringing me legitimacy, having me on your show. You're bringing like production value to what it is I do. So I thank you for that, and I will attach it to your statement with Todd Durkin, who I was just in awe of that I got to start working on, because I'd heard of him, you know, for years in local newspapers. So the fact that he walked into the studio where I was working at, I was just like, oh, that would be a coup, you know, to get that gentleman. And you know what? I actually, because I thought that like, I couldn't believe that I can get people like Todd Durkin, his wife, Betsy, Wayne Leggett, Avi Hoffman, gentleman named Michael Small. I mean, these are Sarah Bartels. These are like really kind of big names. I mean, let's not, you know, fool with it. So to get them, to have them, and for them to do it for me, and I waited for Todd. I waited like 6 months. I was like, I'm getting who I'm getting.
Yeah,
that's the thing I do for the show. Like, I don't write. I write for the person that I want to get.
Awesome. Dude, you better start writing something for me. That's all I gotta say. At least let me be the narrator. I just want to be the narrator guy. Turn your volume up for terror. Like, dude, yeah, you gotta let me get in there.
Well, I am. You sounded great.
I could do better. I could do better.
Like to tell you that you have like a great voice is like, you know, telling the ocean it's wet.
Stop it, dude. How dare? No, I honestly, that was the main thing I was thinking about listening to that shit. I was like, I need to get on this shit. Like, I want to be the narrator guy who's like setting it up, or fucking, or if there was a character, like just a tiny little character. And listen, you don't have to give me any parts. I'm just letting you know I want one, and I'm campaigning for one, and it's up to you to decide whether you want to give me one or not. I'm just saying I want to get on there.
Well, I don't have a huge imagination. I'm just able to finish things, you know, that I start, which, you know, there are people that are much more creative than I am that, you know,
sell yourself short.
Thank you, sir. Would you mind, it's, you know, what is, I can't think of the expression, but would you mind something that was around radio, that you would be a radio host inside one of these stores? Would you be bothered by that?
Not at all.
It's beautiful, because my wheels are already turning. That'd be amazing.
Oh, dude. You know what? I had a beginning to a story in my head that I was like, someday I want to try and flesh this out. But I was doing radio. It was like Christmas Eve, like 4 years ago. And I was covering a shift for local 101.5 Light FM. And
I can transcribe what you're saying and make it an episode already.
And they play nothing but Christmas music.
I love it.
So I'm sitting there. There's like me, the cleaning crew wasn't even in there. I think there was one engineer working at the sports station and me in this fucking radio station. and there was nothing but Christmas music playing. Like, and you know that real, like, I forget the one that I'm thinking of, but it's like the perfect. I just pictured a camera coming in, seeing all the Christmas decorations, slowly panning over as the Christmas music is like playing, and then you see me like fucking with a slit throat or some shit.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
like, but there's lots of ways we could do that with audio. And I was thinking, oh man, I mean, I know when we're like talking, I can cut this out if we want to, but fuck it.
No.
I think
No,
that
no,
this
let
could be like a
people-
basis of some sort of episode.
Let people see, like 6 months from now, that you know that I was trying to go for a title right now, but watch them see that this episode's out and that it starts exactly like that, exactly with that narration, and the show starts with you with the throat cut, and it may not even be necessarily about who cut your throat. It could be about something else, and then whatever the case,
Yes, because
that would be a tremendous way of starting out a show with the voice of the dead radio DJ with the Christmas music, which
dude,
I think is better than Halloween music. And
right, it's even more creepy, dude.
Hands down. The orchestration, the arrangements, like just the whole. It's yeah. I don't know why it's not talked about.
We're gonna work on
know?
this episode, and I'll just like honestly, I know that you fucking like just flesh it out, but like if you wanted to collaborate on that in any way, I would love to. It would be super fun. Anyway,
Absolutely.
so
I'm running out of people like to write for, so I've kind of like I've had these certain people that I've wanted to work with in mind this whole time, and they've kind of petered out a little bit. There was no PETA. And that didn't.
What just happened?
What did I say? It petered out, and then I said there was no Peter.
And then something else.
And that. You did get it, right?
No, I'm
there
sorry.
Was no go. Oh, there's nothing to get. It's not even a joke.
I don't even know, bro. You probably just said something super hilarious that when I listen to this, I'm gonna be like, wow, dipshit, you didn't get in the moment, and I'm gonna be mad at myself. That's probably what just happened.
You know, I feel you on that, because I'm trying not to look at myself on this side. I'm just trying to focus on you, and it's an interesting thing to feel present, but we're still digital, and to not feel self-conscious, to also like there's been so far, I don't know how long we've been going, but there have been like these moments and little stretches where this whole thing doesn't exist, which is pretty cool. That's what I was hoping for.
That's cool, dude. Yeah, man. I know we're like, I was trying to get it worked out where we could be in the same room or whatever.
I wanted to be with you in that room, but I like this.
I know. And this is like just due to the new setup, which everybody like who's watching can see that this is like a new setup that we got going here, and it's going to keep on evolving as the weeks go on. But you're really helping me out, trying to like, you help me.
Am I the first one?
You're the first one with this new layout and everything, dude. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, buddy.
So honored.
Fuck yeah. And then next week.
Do I look like I'm on like some surveillance footage? Do I need to turn on
you're good,
a light?
Dude. I mean,
good.
You're good, dude. I think that you're good. There's plenty of light. There's, if anything, the background looks dark, but your face is pretty well lit. So I think we're good.
Fantastic.
But yeah, dude, next week I'm interviewing Ron McGill.
I know that name.
He is the Zoo Miami like director, and he's like pretty much our local Steve Irwin. And
cool.
Paul Castronovo next week.
Yes, I've spent many a morning either coming home that morning, hearing that gentleman's voice out of my car, only hearing. Well, I couldn't see him anyway. I was trying to make a blackout driving drunk joke, but I couldn't get there.
I appreciate
him on the radio. It's like, I would have heard him anyway. And going to work. I mean, he's a legend. Yeah,
man. He really is. Like,
Is he still doing it?
Yeah, he doesn't have
He's
Paul
the one
and
that's
Ron.
doing it.
Yes, he doesn't have
Ron's
the Paul
out.
and Ron anymore. Ron took off.
Ron did.
But Paulie's still doing it. And I mean, you can't it's just like you can't argue he is the biggest name in radio in South Florida. Like there really isn't anybody that you can say.
No.
Like maybe back in the day, like Neil Rogers was somebody who was really big down here. I don't know. Like you just can't really beat
There's
him.
There's been a couple. When I was growing up, there was a couple. When Y100 was it wasn't playing what it's playing now. There were a few guys. There was a gentleman who did Beatle Brunch on 102.7 when it was an oldies station. And every Sunday he would do like an hour or so of the Beatles and put on like little interviews and stuff.
I've worked at 102.7 after it switched to the beach, not when it was at Magic, but right after it switched to, I'm trying because I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, and there was another gentleman on Y100. Oh God, my mom would kill me not knowing. He was really famous. There was a crew, but now everything's become so,
Yeah, no, I know, dude.
Everybody's listening to their own podcast. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not listening to anything on the radio or, Dude,
it's funny. Like when I first started there, Todd was the one at 102.7 The Beach who they were like, my boss, the one who hired me, John O'Connell, good dude. He's like, go and like spend a couple hours with Todd and he'll fucking like help you out or whatever. But I was like, okay, I'll go check him out. And dude, he was so fucking cool. And of course I mean, I didn't know who he was when we first met. And he was just like a very sweet guy.
Yeah.
And in radio,
so unassuming, so like open
and I could tell he'd been through like you can tell like some people been through some mean bush in life and they don't take themselves too seriously and they give everybody a little empathy and benefit. I was like, there's something I could tell that there was something going on there. And I'm like,
he's got that 1,000-yard stare. He's got that like that is what I mean. It's the least thing about him that makes him the great actor that he is. But those fucking eyes of his, man,
they're
filming
Righteous
like concert
Gemstones.
Eyes.
Yeah.
What's that?
No, I was saying he's
like oh shit.
No, go ahead, please.
I always see when I see like when I run into anybody that's famous or like musicians more that have played to 10,000, 15,000, 20,000 people, they just have this look in their eye that they've seen that many people so many times. And it's no matter how down to earth they are, whatever the fucking case, there's just that thing in their eyes that at least it's projected or whatever. And Todd's got that, man. Todd's got that like, oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah. That's why you were just in a scene with Courtney B. Vance and some whatever thing that he just did or something. Right. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
That's what I was saying is he's filming Righteous Gemstones right now. Like he's going to be I don't want to say what the character, he told me about the character. I don't want to say just in case, but he's doing something for Righteous Gemstones right now, which is pretty cool.
That's with John Goodman and Danny McBride
and Adam Devine. Yeah, he's doing something, and it's gonna be a cool part too.
Okay, then we'll start watching it again.
Yeah, he's coming on. He's coming on soon too, and I think I talked to Greg a little while ago. Our buddy Greg, he's going to come on at some point. He's been
fantastic.
Busy. Yeah, he's been busy.
He has his own Greg Wiener, everybody. He has he stars in Where These Stairs Go, which was the third episode, which was again insane that Greg Wiener, Carbonell Award-winning actor, would give his time. And I mean, everybody gets paid. It's a paid gig. Don't get me wrong. It's not that much. It's not that much. But anybody who does art or anybody that has anybody do art for them or whatever, they should get paid, even if it's lunch or whatever. You know what I mean?
I believe the same thing. It's the same with all my comedy shows. Everybody gets paid.
Yeah, see, yeah. There's something. You're making an investment, not only in yourself, but there's gas money. There's gas involved. There's all the times that they didn't get work before, and it may, whatever it is, $50, $100, or whatever,
Yeah.
and it makes you feel legit.
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Favors are amateurs.
But what's funny is like there are always going to be favors, dude. So also don't be afraid to ask for shit every once in a while, because I can tell in your personality you don't like to, and I'm very much the same, but you also have to remember that these are people that are your friends and love you and shit, and like they'd be happy to do stuff for you sometime. But I think that what you're the practice of what you're doing is very much correct, and you're right for doing that, and you're on the right side. It's just like I would, like when I was talking about, I would have never thought to have asked you to pay me for doing Terror on the Air. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody
I'd be
does.
just happy to do it for fucking free.
I love that,
because it's such a cool medium, dude. I really love that you're trying to do something with that, because there's not a lot of people that do it, and when I see it, it's very like, oh, awesome, somebody.
But that's the thing. But yes, but that's the struggle I'm facing though right now is and I can only put the blame on myself, is trying to get it into as many ears as possible, which is very difficult. My wife reminds me, she's like, Travis, what you do is very niche. It's got a really small audience. I mean, if you try to do some investigating, on Twitter or on Reddit or even on Facebook with some of the Facebook groups and whatnot, like it's we're talking thousands, not, and so when you're taking a slice from just a few thousand, you're only getting like 100 or so, which is amazing. Like, it shouldn't be getting any listens. I mean, I shouldn't use the word shouldn't, but there's the possibility, that it wouldn't get listens. And so what am I trying to say? Like, I see that some of the big boys are trying to do these audio fiction, these audio dramas or whatever, and they're getting big names and that kind of business, but it's still not this. And I try to stress that. And it may not be maybe what they're doing, and maybe if I wrote scripts more tailored to maybe something maybe more modern, maybe something more salacious, I don't know, something, but there's something about what I want to do that I don't know if it will ever be, fiscally successful at any point. But it is kind of hard when you do put the work in, and you know what? I'm full of shit. God, I'm full of shit.
God, I love how honest you are, bro. You're checking yourself in real time, which is what I do too.
Dude, it's spot check inventories, man. I mean, it's important. It is. And hearing myself, it's just fucking ridiculous person I'm being right now, because
how dare you?
Because really I'm not being grateful, and it's insane that, I mean, to a certain extent, without Terror on the Air, I wouldn't be here with you right now.
That's right.
With you right now, and I have to and then I get to work with all these brilliant fucking people who take a chance on me, not knowing that they're going to get just a couple bucks, whatever the case.
That's the funnest part, though, isn't it? The collaboration, most of the time, being able to, like, that's why one of the reasons I love doing this, because I get to nail people down for an hour or whatever, and just we get to chat, and there's not many cases where you can actually do that and sit down with another human being, get on a level, and fucking,
Dude, the only drawback is it happened. It goes by too quick.
Yeah.
These guys are great actors. They're great performers, and they can do something in 2 takes, and we're good. It almost takes just double the amount of time that the episode is it takes to record it. But I need to, I wanted to make this point to bring up my wife, which is I had that first episode finished for, dude, I want to say like a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I was ever going to put it out. And I had like maybe a couple people listen to it and it went over well, but those are just friends. And they were just like, cool, he made something. But if it wasn't for her, she gave me the kick in the ass to just go to just let it fly. And so I got to say, without her, I don't know if I'd be. I had the ideas for next episodes. I was like, I want to do a haunted house episode, but not in a haunted house. It takes place in a stairwell. I wanted to do a ventriloquist episode, and it's that one. I wanted, so I had these things in mind, but really without her, I have to give her all the credit. There would not be Terror on the Air for sure. It would probably be something that is just my little thing that I would just get drunk to in my car and listen, not while I'm driving.
I know exactly what you mean, dude. No, that's so huge, isn't it? Like the people in our life, the women in our life who encourage us to, take those shots. It's so important to have people like that in your life. And also when, if at all possible, be that for somebody else too, because it's
oh yeah, I'm always available to that.
And I know you are. So always. You guys do that for each other, because I know you absolutely do that for her as well. So that's really cool, man. Like that you guys have that kind of relationship. And not to make it about me, but just to get on the same level, when I was asked, or long story short, Steve Byrne dared me to do stand up for him and open for him. And
really?
Because I told him that.
Hey, wait! I think you dropped that name on that table there.
It, damn it.
You might want to.
This is why I'm trying. Let me hurry up and get through this, not to make this too long.
To clear that up. Make it long, because we haven't gotten to have, like, we usually have Paula's, in front of us. So, this is the first time we're not seeing wife titty.
No, so this is all I was going to say, was that my girl encouraged me when I was like, basically, long story short, I've always wanted to try stand up, and I've always written down little lines that like I thought might be good. I don't know why there's something in my throat I can't get out. And
you sound good though.
Thanks, buddy. Long story short, I was gonna go up and do a set in the front and the top of one of my comedy shows, and I was just gonna go up for like 5 minutes and do something at the top. And it was March 26th. It was scheduled for 2020.
God, I love you for it.
And they canceled that shit. Like, remember, it was
just in a couple days.
Yes, right. It was in a week. Right, like a week, 10 days before that, they shut everything down. So I wasn't able to do it. So I'm interviewing Steve Byrne like this on a Zoom or whatever, and crazy. I tell him this story, and he's like, because he was doing some shows at the Improv down here, and he was like, "Well, that just means that you're gonna have to open up for me this weekend." And I was like, I just sat there like, no, dude, for real. He's like, yeah, man, just show up at the door, tell them that you're doing an open set for me, and they'll let you back. I'll let them know to expect you. And for 3 days, I tried to talk myself out of that shit, dude. I was like, fuck this. Like, there's no, because I mean, the first time to go up, I don't want to do it at a Steve Byrne improv, like fucking, like so I started thinking about it a little bit. I'm like, Steve Byrne asked you to open for him, bro. If you say no to this, you're going to fucking regret it for the rest of your life, asshole. So just get your shit together, whether you burn, like fucking crash and burn, or it goes well, go do it. You always want to do it. What, like, better way for, like, I need to almost be forced into it. And my girl was like, you absolutely have to. You need to go. And I was like, she definitely filled that role and gave me that encouragement when I needed it the most. And I'm so glad. There's a lot of things like that you just need that little somebody. Yeah,
where do you think we went wrong? That we needed that? that we need, and it continues. I mean, it you know.
I think that is the, not to call myself an artist, but people who do creative things, that's the constant struggle of having the confidence and almost sometimes like ignorance to put yourself out there and or expect that any of this could work out, and also needing people to push you forward when you're starting to have those thoughts like, who am I to fucking do this, or why would anybody? You need somebody there to kind of remind you like, hey, all this work you've been doing, like fucking like all this shit, like it's pretty much led up to this, and this is what you want. It's something that's really weird that happens when you fight so hard to get something, and then you get it and you're like, fuck, now I have to do it. You know what I mean? It's
I do know what you mean.
Fuck, now you get like, it's a whole other fear and scary thing, you know?
Like I almost, not almost, but maybe I've been doing, professionally, I've been doing the voice acting for the last 4 years, maybe. And I think maybe last year I was like, oh shit, this is what I'm doing. like I woke up to, I'm like, like they keep giving me auditions. I keep going to them. I keep getting roles, and it's been a few years.
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit.
You're a voice actor.
Which, yes, I should say that. Because for me, it's not even voice acting. It's like, did I get the words out right? Were the intentions right? There's all these technical things that I have going, that I'm like, oh, right, so.
That is the most like chick thing to do. Be like, oh, you're in the middle of a fucking podcast. Let me just change every element and vibe to what's going on right now.
Likes to relax.
And she has to like start mouthing off to our Alexa. Like, dude, we had a thing going, and then you just brought an airplane's worth of like spotlight.
I'm sorry.
Airplanes
Actually, I'll be
don't even
honest
have
with you. She kind of helped out the picture a little bit. Might want to keep that light on.
Yeah, we were being boys. Hey, baby, why don't you make more noise? Here, let's give a second while my wife does the dishes, takes out the garbage, she prepares the food she just did. What do you got going there, babe? Okay, first of all, that's the first time you use the word insufferable. And it's only because you're watching Pride and Prejudice.
Oh, shit. Well, at least it's not Bridgerton.
No. No, we're like, if it's too hyped up, we won't watch it kind of people, you know?
Copy that. Like, go against the grain, man. Fuck Game of Thrones.
No, but we do that. I don't know why I have a lighter here. I do know why I have a lighter here. I was gonna say. Oh, cool. Hey, babe. Do you want to start building that second room onto the apartment? Like, not.
I'm loving this.
Wait. Okay, we got the door closed. Cool. Because what I was going to say was that I actually do watch the things that are really hyped up about. I just do that shit with her just to, like, and I'm sure she watches the things that are hyped out about. But when we're together, we're like, we're not watching that shit.
Yeah, fuck all that shit, bro.
We wait until we get in a fight, and then we watch our own shows.
And then we're like, yo, you should probably watch this too. I gotta say, I watched it. It's very fucking good. Did you? You fucking asshole. Fine, I'll fucking watch it. And they catch up. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. That's the thing about getting. That's the thing. Can't believe I'm doing a look over my shoulder gag.
Is it a gag?
What? That's like, okay. Like you shouldn't get in a fight with your wife, right? I mean, you shouldn't really.
No.
But just for so the relationship, works and everything.
Yeah.
But like a reason I try not to get a more important reason why I try not to get into a fight with my wife is because we're usually watching something and then I'm really like interested in it, and then we get in a fight And then I'm like, I excuse myself from the room. And then a little bit later, I hear her still watching the show.
Uh-huh.
Which lights me the fuck up even more.
Dude, I love you keep on looking over your shoulder, which is like the most adorable, hilarious thing ever, bro. Isn't it so funny how these little 5'0" women can like be like,
dude,
you're looking over your shoulder, like, I don't know if I want.
I used to get. Oh, I used to. I'm still like I was getting really angry a lot for a multitude of reasons, but one of them was that everything started, all the cliches of marriage and everything that you see in like the most cliche sitcoms, that you're like, that's not how marriage is. That's just,
Looks like somebody's sleeping on the couch tonight. Like some bullshit like that.
Exactly. All of that came true, and it came true in like a flood. And I'm like, I am inside of it, and it's happening, and they were true the whole time. Family Matters was right. Raymond was right. Like everybody was right.
Predictability.
And I could have hit the milkman, the paperboy, listening TV. You miss your old familiar friend. Oh man. I do that. I've been doing that a lot recently. I've been watching. I'll go on like, what are they called? Like YouTube rabbit holes or whatever.
Oh hell yeah.
With like commercials from the 80s and the 90s. And like specifically like Halloween commercials from the 80s and 90s, like weird like stuff like that. That just like
Hot Wheels commercials I used to love from the like.
Dude, it's been doing something to me on a cellular level. It's been like awakening like these parts of me that that I probably dulled out with all the alcohol and drugs.
Well, you have to protect yourself as well from
for what?
Yeah.
That's so true.
Oh, dude, I love it, man. Well, what else have you written? What else have you written besides Terror on It? Which again, people go find on YouTube, anywhere you're gonna listen to podcasts.
Terror on the Air is everywhere.
Yeah, it's everywhere.
Oh, why didn't I say that in a plug before? Like Terror on the Air is everywhere.
I'm gonna do it in an intro in the beginning. Just
thank you.
So I'm gonna get it all out there. I forgot to tell that to you in the beginning. Normally I tell my guests, I'm like, I did a little intro, so don't worry about like some of the
I can't wait to see it. That's so fucking cool, man. I just did a commercial for like a random dude that I love what he's got a YouTube channel, and he plays like all the old school shit.
Nice.
And he streams it or whatever. Like I just made a little commercial for him on the last episode I did. Just to like it, like, or whatever. So like, it's cool that like, I got like a little instant karma. Like now you're making me a little intro thing, and it's just awesome that I get to see.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. And I like to, something that's like I'll be honest, it takes time and it's a little bit of a pain to do every episode, but I think that it adds an extra element and it's good, is I'll take like a clip from our conversation and just cut it up into tiny little clips as I'm peppering it kind of through the intro, and it's kind of like a little sneak peek inside the intro to what you can expect in the conversation to come.
It's so labor intensive. Paula just did one of those for me. She found like some kind of app or whatever that you put in your episode or whatever, and you just move like this measuring deal, and it does a 1 minute clip. So you can just find something in your episode, get that, snip it out, and like put it out for TikTok or whatever the case deal, which doesn't do well with me. But I
haven't hit the TikTok game yet. I don't know if that's for me. I mean, I got nothing against it. The people do it.
No, me neither.
But it's like, I don't know if that's for me.
Me neither, man. I love some of the like the motivational stuff or whatever, and There's some really cool info, but it is, I don't want to get into social media, even though we're doing a podcast. I don't want to get into social media stuff. Actually, Travis, you're on all the platforms, and you actually do.
So go find Tear on the Air on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify,
SoundCloud, Apple
get it all.
Podcasts.
Yeah, just get it all out there. Fucking
the whole thing.
But then immediately turn all your shit off after that, because social media is bad. But be sure to check in every once in a while just to see when the next episode's coming out.
That's kind of the hard thing, man, is keeping some sort of a presence, you know, and not letting it drive you wild,
dude.
But did you ask me if I've written anything else or something?
Yes. What else have you written? I know that you and your girl do a lot of voiceover work. What are some other things that people can find you in, or that you've written, or whatever?
Well, on Spotify and iTunes, those places, they can find about you all can find several albums that I recorded over the years that I produced and recorded. Singer, wrote the lyrics, sang on it, played guitar, piano.
Stiltsville?
Stiltsville started out with Stiltsville. That was the first one that I released to no fanfare at all.
You guys start somewhere, man. Don't let it discourage you.
You know, it's what can I say? I've put out a lot of stuff, and what's fortunate is that it's brought in the people in my life that it has, the people that I worked with, the guy that played bass for me on 5 records, like Todd doing this shit. Like, I never made a dime off of anything, and nobody knows who I am. But I feel extremely, what's the word?
Fortunate.
Yeah. It's just I'm kind of discovering this stuff as I'm talking to you right now. As a matter of fact,
I love it. Well, isn't that what's awesome? That, like, the main reason why I would ever want to do stand-up, which I think I've come to the conclusion that just the life isn't for me, but the main reason I'd want to do it is to hang out with other comedians. That's
totally.
That's
it.
Period.
Yeah.
Like, of course, I love to get up on stage. I know that feeling. It's fucking awesome. You got a crowd, like, you know, it's there's nothing like it.
Let me ask you something. Do you hear those guys out there? Those rat bastards just stopped talking.
Did they? Because I was going to say, I don't hear it.
Okay.
That was
hard to navigate. It was just hard to navigate.
I know.
So I'm listening to you. I'm listening to my own thoughts, and I'm listening to that. Holy shit.
WIOD newsroom taught me how to deal with, dude, there's so much going on, and you have to do reports in the middle of a fucking newsroom where there's like 30 other people, and you're like, can I get some quiet? And no, you just have to fucking write and do your shit, like, all in this super busy newsroom. So I developed, like, this part of my brain that I can be in the middle. I don't hear fucking shit. Like, I'm in my own world, period.
Oh, my ears are like this like wide net that's cast out, and like is bringing
the
stuff in.
Differences you can hear, but if it's constant, then I can block it out. But if it's quiet and then I hear something, of course, or whatever. But yeah, dude, I get it. That's a pain in the ass.
You were saying about WIOD. And, wait, no, we did do that. Did we end that? Did we finish that?
I think we did. Or no, it was just you're having to work with a crazy environment.
Before
yeah. Well, you were talking about
dang it,
the people. Okay, before the people interrupted you. The guys who were talking outside. Do you want to take like a 1 minute break, and maybe that will help?
No,
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Of course we can. I was just going to say, maybe we could do some lubrication just to get,
we can do
maybe
that
will
help.
Okay, we'll do a quick little pause.
Yes, indeed.
Quick little pause.
Fair enough.
Okay. Okay, are we feeling limber again mentally? I think we can hop back in. Are you ready?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I think we got ourselves a little ironed out there. It's
yeah, we're gonna be just fine from here on out.
So, dude, okay, there's lots of things that like we could talk about. Always thing like I said, I've met your girl probably about a year. God, I want to say it was a little over a year ago when I did one of my first shows at Township, which Pauley McPaulerson, your girl, she's a hilarious stand-up comedian. If you haven't seen her and you're just seeing this, and she's a voiceover
I love you just
actress.
said Pauley. You said Pauley McPaulerson.
Did I really?
Oh, Pauley McPaulerson.
Did I say Stin? Did a T come in there?
It's a little more dignified, isn't it?
Oh, Paulerston.
Pauley McPaulerson.
See, now like, and just like kind of shaking off the recent session and just kind of getting like right here mentally with you.
Some powder here, and there you go.
I like
shiny.
You know, it's like gonna sound like a cut, but I always kind of I hate when I see, and I was jealous of dudes that have kind of like that little point that comes to the front of their hair.
You mean the peak of the widow?
Yeah, the peak of the widow, bro.
Yeah, the widow peak there.
I think it's dignified, bro.
You know what? Thank you, because it's taken. Thank you very much, because it's taken most of my life to be cool with my hair.
Dude, okay.
Can we talk?
I have a hat on right now because I haven't shaved my head, and this is fucking embarrassing, but I don't give a fuck. It's
not embarrassing at all.
But yeah, dude, enough. I normally try and shave, but like it's been probably a week and a half, and I let it get a little out of control. But yeah, dude, that's why that joke I made about your hair at the roast. I was like, clearly I'm jealous. I would be happy to work with anything here. But what did I say? I was like, you're like Patrick Mahomes' cousin who Jewish cousin who hated gym class.
Yeah, totally.
And you were, totally. I have a recording, by the way, of that. And you're like, I can hear you in the background saying, it's so obtuse. Oh, dude.
And I just gave my wife shit for saying insufferable.
Dude, I gotta say, one of my favorite jokes from that roast that I did was the one about Freddie. When he's like trying, I was like, you're wearing so many capes. It's like you're trying to be a gay Miami superhero. And I'm like, you're the Rainbow Lantern, except your ring alerts you every time a twink's daddy issues flare up. And dude, he loved that. Like he came up to me on the stage.
That might have been the best joke of the night.
He came up to me on the stage after and was like, by the way, that's true. I do have that ring.
Yes, he does that, beautiful man. Speaking of him, Freddie Stebbins is on the latest episode of Terror on the Air.
Hell yeah.
Which was really cool, which was actually a really cool surprise because I had underwritten that part, and I could have underwritten many others, but nobody's told me. But I know for a fact I underwrote this individual, and thank God he was over in my living room on one occasion, and my wife and him were imbibing, and kind of shoved him in a closet, back in the closet.
I was gonna say you just set yourself up for that. I mean, beautiful.
It's only because I had the speed. That's it. It's only because I was in the sentence that I beat you. That's it. It's the only reason. You would have had me. But what he brought to the table, that gentleman, I mean, I really want to write him just one for himself. Because what he did, I mean, my wife is like, he's the most natural sounding actor that she's ever heard. She was like, like, holy shit.
Really good.
Yeah, man. So and again, like you meeting Paula at Township, I'm trying to see if I can like bring things around and show that I'm not as cognitively challenged as I am right now.
How dare you? You're good, dude. Bro, this is what I love. Every episode's different, man. That's what
for sure.
This is great, bro. Like, I'm loving this. So
I love that I have two like the podcast started out, I don't know how you'll cut this together, but the podcast started out in this kind of dusk, and then it went to night, and then the sun came out.
Dude, it's like my emotions are really...
Dude, how long were they recording?
Yeah, dude. I guess we're a little over an hour.
Oh, no. I meant in the way of like somebody watching this and watching when you cut it together will be like, how long were they recording?
I'm not going to do much cutting, bro. Like, I love it. If there's anything that you want to take out, I pretty much go through and make sure if there's any mistakes, I'll like fix them, but I don't really edit my podcast.
Cool,
I used to do that sometimes.
Good,
but I
don't care for it.
Yeah, man. But it's just the editing and post all comes, like I said, doing the intro and making sure that's all right. But the podcast itself, I just cut off the beginning and end pretty much.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I need to finish a point about like
us meeting you were talking about
I was trying, and with like Freddie, and it's just been
but that's what's so super dope is the community. Okay, go ahead.
I think I might have it. I think again, I'll keep bringing it back to I'm doing that politician, man.
I did not penetrate that woman.
I'm going to bring this back. I'm going back to like living on the edge of my bed. It's been interesting. I didn't know life could work out the way that it has. In the effect of falling backwards into this gig and into the studio that I worked for, and coming across these actors, and then meeting my wife there, and then basically leaving all forms of security with her as we go into our relationship. And then the fact that each person that I met begat the next one, that like, it's amazing that I wouldn't have had the role of the guy that Freddie played the way that it was if Freddie hadn't come to the township and then the thing, like locally, I didn't think I was ever going to get in this mix. And it's really cool to be in this mix.
Fuck yeah.
Let me be my fanboy about local scene.
Hell yeah. Go for it.
Everybody can be cynical as fuck or whatever. And there are people that I don't like or that I think did fucked up shit.
Of course.
And whatever. But I think I'm getting over that shit too. I think I'm getting over people. I think I'm getting over like the bad ones or whatever. I think that's happening.
Yeah, like let them almost do their thing and you're gonna do your thing, sort of thing.
You still have to be around them though.
Yeah,
like,
you have to,
because you're low.
We have to share this planet with a lot of fucking different people. And it would be boring if they were all the same and like perfectly good. Like, it's good that there's variety, but it's also the shit that you have to run into that's like,
oh, see, my thing was more egocentric. Was what I was gonna say was that I know I've been a pretty kind guy throughout my life, but like I think I'm actually becoming better now as like a person, which hasn't happened, I don't think, until now. Like, because I can see people that I would let them live in my head like rent free. Like I can kind of make peace faster with people like that. But my larger issue was just how fucking cool it is to have been in Bar Nancy. Me just alone, then me and you, and then you doing DePaula, and then Freddie in my closet doing the terror show, and then Todd over here, and then like my job, like my original studio that I worked at, and then now I'm working at all of them in a different capacity, and like, and then people know that I do certain things. I just never, it's just everybody's so famous to me. That's what I'm trying to say. Everybody is so famous to me.
Wow. Okay.
So it makes me feel like I have a front row fucking seat to like the best fucking show in town wherever I go.
Fuck yeah.
You know?
Yeah, dude. Okay, I get what you're saying. I
Just trying to
understand.
get there.
No, you got there, and that's
Yeah.
really cool, dude. I think I feel very much the same way, dude. We're kind of this is a big reason why we do what we do, and it's kind of a reward that you get to surround your. It's not like, and like you said, there are people that suck, dude, and you think that they wouldn't, but they do. You steer clear of those people. Yes,
And they're
absolutely.
successful.
And you think you'd like, oh, that's somebody I want, and you find out, no, not so much. That's not somebody you'd really want to hang out with. And you find the people that you do, and there's so much talent and fucking just down to earth
Really
good people that you have to kind of weed through some of the assholes to get there. But the fact that we, you know, get to find the people that we fall into mutual weirdness with or whatever, like Dr. Seuss would say. And
I love mutual weirdness.
Yes,
that's great.
man,
I love that. We fall into mutual weirdness.
Yes, and it's
so
like
cool.
It's something that's beautiful that gets to happen along the way. And I like to share that shit too when I can, like, because I think it's cool. Not everybody's as interested in it as we are, you know what I mean? But the people who are and appreciate it, it's like, I want to share this with them, and because they can appreciate fucking this is pretty dope or whatever, going backstage to a concert and hanging out with the band or whatever. Some people don't give a shit, and the people that love it, I'd be like, come backstage, motherfucker, you're gonna meet the, and they're like, what? And I'm like, let's go. And that shit just, it's so cool, dude. Like
yeah, man. I was in a and what sucks for me sometimes, it's my feeling, but it's not the reality of it, it's my feeling, which has taken me a while to get used to be able to recognize, dude, it's not the same out there. You got your thing that's going on here has nothing to do with what's going on out there. So figure this out.
Yeah, dude.
But I was at this is not too local, but I was at Off the Hook. It's a really cool comedy club in Naples.
Nice.
And a very brilliant comedian, Mr. Ricky Cruz. Do you know Ricky Cruz?
Oh yeah, he's boys with Luis Diaz, who works at Power 96, who was like an old coworker of mine.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but I haven't met him, but I've seen some of his shit online, and he was going to headline one of my shows, but couldn't due to a scheduling conflict. I know of him. I know he's super funny.
And he's super sweet. I hope that he didn't give you the impression he's not.
No, not at all.
Because cool. But I was with Paula. He took her. He let her open for him. And I think Mike Citron. Do you know Mike Citron? Too. I love that I can say these names.
Yes, I do know.
He's got his own show.
I haven't met him, but we've spoken over.
Another sweetheart.
Yeah.
Another sweetheart. But I was in this like back room in this place off the Hook, and it was like through the kitchen, and their green room was in the back, and like big names go back there to go to that club, and sitting back there, I felt uncomfortable as fuck because I didn't want to be Mr. McPaulerson, like, oh, Travis is there again, great, like I didn't want to be the Kevin Federline.
That's so in your fucking head, bro. That's so in your head, dude.
But I think Kevin Federline's pretty cool. I just saw an interview with him on Vlad, not to cross promote or anything. It's just some channel that was. Dude. I've been telling you a lot of secrets. But he seems pretty cool, actually, Kevin Federline.
I gotta check it out.
Yeah, you remember him?
Yeah, I remember how he came off at first, where he was like on Ellen, like laying back like this, and he's got like loose baggy clothes on. You're like, who is this little fucker, dude? Like, exactly. But I'm sure that he's a cool guy, you know.
Yeah, we would have all done that shit too. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, I would have my Jenko jeans on.
We'd look like assholes. Yeah. Jenkos. I still have Jenkos, just so I could feel them. I could just take them out.
Oh, dude, I wish I had them. I wish I had my Jenko.
Oh no, I kept a couple. I'm not a hoarder, but I'm a bit of a whore. You know. Like keeping shit. Why did I go to him? Oh, it felt really cool being back there with Ricky Cruz and Paul in this real green room that, you know, I grew up watching. I'm a comedy slut, you know. It's one of the reasons that I fell in love with Paula. And sort of like get to live that for just a second. I don't need to be the comedian, but just be in there and shit, you know? Like you're saying, bringing people into backstage at a concert or whatever. I got to experience that, like, dang.
And you get to know what it is. It's kind of demystified in your brain.
More importantly, it's demystified.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the cool thing about it, is going, oh, wait a minute. You mean this was just this since I was a kid?
Yeah.
And I was thinking it was some other shit, like some impenetrable thing.
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely. And you start to see, oh, it's just like they're people doing this shit. Like they just, you make the decision, you do it. And there's something that's really cool about, like you said, you kind of grow up thinking one thing about, you know, these things. You might be like, it's so unattainable, like, you know, or it's so crazy, but you just start to slowly unlock all these things that it's like, these are just human beings. And when you're meeting them, and especially the ones that are like gracious enough to give you like a couple tips along the way, you realize that they're down to earth and cool people, and they're just like you. It will freak them out. I've been very lucky, and I kind of got like, I don't think I ever did it really bad, but when I was younger, I would kind of get a little starstruck. Like, dude, Dan Marino is forever my guy. And if I've met him a couple of times, I'm like fangirl city around that dude. I think he's one of the few people that actually still spaz out. Sorry, what are you gonna say? I don't do well around celebrities. You don't do well? I'm gonna admit that it's hard for me to, you know? No, I get it. But I just don't, just push me away. Like like they're not real people to me. They're the visions I've had in my head for centuries, you know, these people, and there's no way I can relate to them on a human level. Dude, that's the thing though, is that like, no way. I you know, I feel like I know a few of these people, and I've gotten to hang out with a lot of them. You are the type of person that would kind of fit right in, because you think that you don't, and like at first your whole thing would be getting over the initial hurdle of like nerves maybe or whatever, but once you kind of got past that, dude, you're a great personality to have around. You don't give off like oh God, Swarmy. Here's fucking Travis with his, no, dude, like you're fucking Mrs. Paulerson, or fucking, oh, here's Mr. Winfrey coming here. Yeah, where's the fucking, what's his name? Stedman's coming. No, dude. Yes. Not at all. Like, you're not like that, dude. You're fucking dope. You have a really good energy. And I could absolutely see you hanging out. Like, you just seem like somebody be in a fucking band or something. You'd be in the brass section of a band, dude. A brass section? Yeah, dude. You look like you should be in the brass section. Relating it to my hair. Because you know what? I don't have front man hair. See, this is why I'm not in front of the camera. All right. Let's bring this back to hair again. Okay. Well, I don't want to, but go ahead. Just kidding. I'm going to say my pun again. Nancy Harrigan. Okay. I didn't catch it. That's from the missus. That's for the missus. Oh yeah, I gotta put that down. I for my whole life could not. I thought fame was just gonna happen because I was so obsessed with everything that's famous. You know. Yes. I was like, oh, I don't know a lot of people like me that are obsessed with, you know, all this stuff the way that I am. So I thought it was just going to happen. And then I started realizing,
like slowly throughout, you know, like my teens, even like it started that early because I went to like a performing arts school. So I was like, okay, yeah, performing arts school, it's gonna fucking happen, you know? And then I started realizing that I don't have hair for film and I don't have hair to be a front man of a band, even though
I don't
tried
like all these
music,
mental barriers that you're placing
but
on yourself.
I had them because look at this. Okay.
Dude,
I hate that this thing needs to move
you
over.
got a fucking Superman curl. Get the fuck out of here.
What I have, the curls that I have are like the guy from Home Alone that's robbing the house.
The fucking Wet Bandits, dude. One of my favorite voiceover artists of all time, by the way. He did fucking Wonder Years.
Daniel Stern, of course. He was the narrator for all that time. Yeah. So yeah, you see what I mean? Like not a leading man.
But dude, absolutely a character actor. And I don't think that you couldn't be a leading man, but you could absolutely be a character actor.
Now, because it's like how they it's almost I mean, you take like Colin Farrell, you take Brad Pitt, you take, you know, give me more. Like, because okay, I can't believe I just named like 90s stars and I haven't come up with fucking any reference. The last Ryan Gosling is another one. Yeah, dude. All
Christian
leading men
Bale.
hair. All leading men hair. And you know who has my hair? Will Ferrell. You know what I mean? Like, okay, he's a leading man, but do you want to be that leading man? But I think the way that there's like body positivity these days, I think we've come around on hair.
Dude, look at fucking Larry David.
Well, yeah.
I mean, he is an ambassador for the bald, but I'm just saying, like,
yeah. No, but then see, that's the thing.
He had the grandfathered in from Seinfeld.
I don't want to get controversial. I want to stay away from that because you can't, you know, these days. But it's Hollywood is either or. You either have the great hair or you have no hair. You're either really skinny or you're really
Jonah Hill.
I don't even know if you can say. Can you say skinny and fat anymore? Can you say?
Especially on Mental Reps podcast.
I'm not sure. Even so, dude. Like even so,
bro.
Like,
I mean, yeah, man.
Like, you know, your show could be scrutinized next, my friend. They're sending bots out for these kinds of kind of political incorrectness.
But see that, like, the thing is like, yeah, like you said, they use it for what their agenda is at that moment or whatever. And I think, like, yeah, you can still keep shit real with people without being mean about shit. It's like you just talk about like health, dude. It's like something during the fucking pandemic and everything. It's like, yeah, everybody needs to do this and that. Wear a mask, 6 feet social distance. But you don't hear anybody say like, fucking take your vitamin D, make sure that you have a healthy diet, you improve your immune system, you stay healthy, you exercise. That is the best thing that you can do to fucking fight this shit off with your immune system. And that is in general with anything in life. And yeah, it's coming a little more to the forefront with some people like now because they're like, but it's the way it's always been and will continue to be. You take better care of your body, like, you know, the better it's going to be for you. You're better you feel.
What's my comment?
Sometimes it's not as easy for some people.
To what exactly?
Some people, I would say there's a handful of people that have like thyroid issues and stuff like that like, but still, again, you have to try and at least tackle that issue the best you can. I know people have weight issues due to, like, you know, like I said, thyroid, fucking whatever. People have autoimmune diseases and shit that, like,
oh, I see. Instead of like calling whatever each other is, talk about the thing that makes the thing. I'm a little
so basically it's, I think that we might have
derailed.
Yeah, a little bit. I'm trying to
derail.
I'm trying to think of like where we were really going with that.
I know. Okay, thank God, because like the temperature in my like living room started going really high. It started getting hot, and I'm like, oh man, Brian's still saying that stuff about the health thing, and I'm going,
Oh,
what?
okay.
Wait a minute,
Like we were
hold on.
talking. Well,
I
yeah, we
said
were.
like skinny and fat, and we were talking about hair, and I'm going,
I was
oh,
saying, I
where
was
did I
trying to have
lose it?
empathy for people who can't be healthy. But
Oh,
that's the best thing that you can do to fight off the, COVID or whatever.
oh
That's
yeah.
kind of how we were, all going with that. This will probably be maybe one of the few things that
Or it may come across,
I might want to keep it
charming.
in too.
Could
Again,
be
see, that's
charming.
the thing. You know how many times I've done that and I say I'm going to cut it out and I just leave it
Yeah.
in.
Yeah,
Anyway,
no, well, I would if I was watching a podcast and two guys like obviously like this where that exactly just what happened. Like they were just talking, like it just I'd be like, oh cool. Like that's I'm getting to see a part of human behavior that we don't normally get to see.
absolutely,
You
dude.
know?
That's like the
It's like
gems you
'cause
find in podcasts you don't find in like radio. Something I love about it. Yeah.
oh, for sure. But even in life, like even
Oh,
when you're
hell
in
yeah.
social circumstances, you're much more. This means we're getting really comfortable with each other. If we like just kind of started going on two different tracks, and like it's like,
Man,
oh, we're so comfortable now that we're ignoring each other.
dude, this is like fucking mutual admiration society up in this shit, dude. Because I'm like, oh, what a pleasure this guy is to talk to, dude. Every interview I do is so different, and like,
This
I'll
is
have.
74.
What'd you say?
This is 74.
This is 74, at least of this podcast. I've done a lot of other interviews and stuff, but like this, they all are different. And you're an absolute fucking pleasure to talk to, dude. I knew that everybody who watches this is gonna see why you're such an endearing, fucking
Oh, geez.
awesome guy to have around, and why you know, we have like,
It
a
takes.
little bromance going on here, and that's a beautiful thing.
I'm all for them. I treasure my bromances. I don't know how many, and I don't mean to push anybody else any other flavor of gender or whatever that's going
Don't worry,
on.
buddy. Go ahead and say
But
what you want to say.
like I don't know how many close boys do you have?
Um,
Like really
less
close, do you
like
know?
the older I get, the fewer they
Of
are.
course. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I
Absolutely.
try, and I don't really. And are you quick to like make more? Probably not, right?
Not not really. I mean,
Because it
I'm
ain't there.
open to it. Like, and
Yeah,
that's the thing, is it's like
it's different.
it
It's
is
different.
weird, and there's few people that I meet, but like, to bring this all together, you're one of the few people that I've met that I'm like, all right,
Likewise.
I wouldn't mind hanging out with him and Pauley and us like fucking getting dinner or whatever, and fucking
Oh
like
yeah.
there's not a lot of people I feel like doing that with nowadays. New
Yeah.
people that I meet, I'm kind of like we just all have our own lives and we're all caught up, and the pandemic is so like, dude, you just kind of prioritize things. I want to make sure that I like, when this all kind of loosens up a little bit, I do like to be a social person, but I often do it
Mm,
with work. So therefore, when I'm off work, I am
yeah.
a homebody, and I'm not going out trying to meet new friends. Like I do that
I
with my events and shit like that. Like I do sometimes, just not nearly as much as I used to, especially because like if you work at bars or you're
oh
in an
yeah, for
event where
sure.
everybody's drinking and shit, and you do that like several times a week, it's
For
not
sure.
like, oh, I need to go fucking get some drinks at the bar tonight. Like it's like, oh, I'll do that and I'll get them for free when I'm working there like the next day,
Totally. But
So,
bro, I don't know. Like I think more uh I I'm a person that definitely prides is it pride I value my privacy even with as much as I'm out there and everything like that, which means like
the
a lot of
more you're
times I
out
don't
there, the
like
more valuable your privacy is.
thank you. And but what was the point I was going to make? That was a cool point that I just made. Kind of.
No, dude, I'm with what you're saying. You're private. You value your privacy.
I was going to make a point about my boys, who I've probably gotten closer to them because of all this shit. I mean, it's an easy contradiction, you know. The further apart we've been drawn has made me closer to the people that are supposed to be the closest, but or that you've cast as the closest, but really, like, even if you've known them for years and years, it just suddenly goes, oh, whoa. Not only do we have all this history underneath us, but we've never been unkind to each other, and we've always been there for each other. And you have now that much time with each other to go, because you know the friends that you've had for 20 years,
you pick up where you left off.
Oh, I can't have them in my life anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Like we had that. That's we're good now.
It's like a bummer, but it's a part of adulting that you need to do to kind of protect yourself and the people around you.
That's exactly right, and it's heartbreaking.
Yeah,
it's heartbreaking. Yeah. And it fills me with anger about it. But no, I'm lying. It doesn't fill me up with anger. I was angry at the time because now I feel fucking great.
I love you, dude. I see your brain working. I see it like. I love it, dude. Like I do the same shit. Like I try and check myself mid sentence and be like, no, you're full of shit. That's not true.
Yeah. I'm like, what? What is that thing that makes me want to lie first, or just go with what? Like,
I think you're going with what you're trying to in the moment figure out what you think, and it's good that you're not like doubling down on that or whatever. You're actually trying to fucking think it through, which is you're allowed to entertain a thought without subscribing to it, which you can't seem to do nowadays. Like, but it's like, bro, allow somebody to entertain a thought. You don't have to subscribe to it. Just so we can talk about it.
What you just said, that is so, you can entertain a thought without subscribing to it.
That's not mine. Fuck. I know it's somebody's quote, but I love it. Like, I'm glad you like it as well.
And good for you for going, it's not mine.
Yeah.
Because I might have seen how long. No, I wouldn't have quoted it and tried to pass it off.
Brian Wright has a great quote that he mentioned on the podcast the other day.
Let me tell you what my friend Brian Wright of Mental Reps said. You can catch him on.
Well, dude,
that's Mark Twain.
It might be. You know what one of his quotes that I love, it's one of my favorites, is don't waste your time arguing with stupid people because they'll bring you down to their level and beat you with experience.
Oh, that's where he came in with it in the end there.
How good is that shit, dude? How good is that?
It helps to know that you're not the stupid person, which can be hard when there are a lot of stupid people you think around. So you go, wait a minute, do they have it right?
Well, that's the trick, is there you have to make sure which one are you? And
that's like where your boys come in, bro. They check you. They check you in the best possible fucking way.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I mean, are these things talked about anymore? Like, is friendship just talked about? Because I was talking with Paula, or trying to talk with Paula about this before we got in a fight about some shit. But this brings it back to the Justice League
Dorito
thing.
Coffee, bro.
Oh, nacho coffee. There is something to that. I have to hand
it's $1 million idea.
Yeah, dude. I just like hearing two things that you would never hear together ever. Absolutely. I love going, oh, I don't think anybody said that before.
Yeah.
Dang. Oh, Justice League. I didn't want to hear, I don't know how much of a fan you are. I'm not really. But I was definitely going to watch this, and like didn't want to like timestamp our conversation, but this was a big deal. And I didn't want to hear what people thought about it.
Yes.
And this is the first time this has happened to me, that I don't want to do that anymore.
Bro, I totally understand.
I don't need any opinions.
Yeah.
I don't kind of want to hear my own opinion. Like, because what we've talked about this podcast, all the things, they weren't opinions. I don't think. You can correct me on this comment section, but it seemed like we were talking about our experiences, just our experiences. And out of that just came its own language. There weren't opinions. Sure. It was just the language of your experiences. And I think that I want the opinion era to be over with. Good or bad. Like, take away. I mean, I want to hear comments, but not good or bad. I want to, and I don't know if that's a whitewashing of some sort. If that would be.
It's like a balance, right?
It's
because you want them to be able to. You can't police. Again, these are people, we got to share the planet with a lot of different fucking people, dude. And they're going to have their different opinions. And that's why you can't get too high on the praise or too low on the hate.
I don't want to see the words. I don't want to see the words anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to see like, I think that, and I this, and this was really good, but that scene was too long. It's like, I don't even think I like those conversations.
You know what taught me that when I was young is I saw that Dumb and Dumber was one of the most poorly rated like movies by the critics of all time. Right. And I saw it and I was like, oh, they don't know like what they're talking about. Like they like they clearly aren't right all the time. And I remember for some reason that being the example that is stuck in my head of like, don't get too caught up in what the critics are saying. Like, I needed
that's
that.
A great example.
But it's like sometimes I like in the past I've gone to look out. It's like, yeah, I want to know whether it's worth my time or watching and see what somebody who I like has an opinion about it. But it's like
me too. But I want something else. I want. Now we're just talking like. The changes that are happening right now, cool, whatever, not whatever. There's extremely important things happening. But I want to see, and I support it all. I don't support taking Pepe Le Pew off, but out of the equation.
We could have that conversation anyway.
But I kind of don't because it's all opinion shit.
Yeah, exactly. I
so, like I want to see change as far as work conversation goes. And I think podcasts are maybe because it's still the wild, wild west. I mean, this form of expression has only been around for maybe 20 years. Dude, I think about that sometimes, not to interrupt you, but it was like back in the 60s. I always think of how dope it would be to fucking be a radio DJ back in the 60s. You're smoking cigarettes, spinning records, fucking getting laid in the studio and shit. Yeah. Like, dude, and it's just not like that anymore. And when I was on the air and I'd have people call in, they're like, so how do you pick the songs that you want to play? I'm like, oh, that's adorable. If it was only like that anymore. Like, I wish and the fact I have to remind myself that, like, dude, appreciate what you're in right now, which is the podcast world, which is the wild, wild west. Who knows how shit's going to be fucking 40 years from now with this. So be happy that you get to do this shit. And like, I was still able to kind of do the on-air shit and the podcast and kind of appreciate both worlds. But I mean, that's just the beautiful thing about the podcast world is you don't have to worry about FCC or fucking like you can have complete creative control, 100% ownership, all of the beautiful things that come along with it. So yeah, it's kind of a dope time right now, like within the podcast world. And just hearing you say that, I'm like, oh shit. I mean, for better or for worse, Terror on the Air would be considered a podcast, right?
I mean, you can put it on a podcast forum and people appreciate. Yeah, I guess you would because I mean, there's
and I get to do
different shows.
Like, I was just listening to you going. I mean, thinking about the radio station where you were at and appreciating still, that you weren't necessarily putting the songs that you wanted to play or whatever like that. then thinking about the podcast being the Wild West, and that, you know, that you're in that, you're actually on the frontier of that. And I kind of get down on myself about Terror on the Air, going, am I writing the right, what am I doing that for a larger audience? Because it's me, it's not the actors, it's not anything else, it's all me, because we're in charge of all of our shit, and which is fantastic. Hearing you just say what you just said made me think, like, oh, dude, like it's okay. Nobody's necessarily hearing you or whatever. You are doing something that not a lot of people are doing, for better or for worse.
Mm-hmm.
And consistently doing it on an inconsistent basis.
But also it's good that you have a catalog there where when something hits, then people have that shit to go back to, which is huge.
I've done it.
You don't have, you're not going to be able to build Rome overnight or whatever. It's never going to be perfect. One of my favorite quotes of all time, Gary V: perfectionism is insecurity with lipstick on.
Perfectionism. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Think about that, bro. Think about that person, because it's fucking true, where sometimes you just have to put it out there and you'll improve it. And like you said, it's cool. People see the steady progression and they get to go along the journey with you.
You're absolutely right. And I think that I tell people, or what, artists or kind of whoever, that's always like, oh, I want to do this thing or whatever like that. I'm like, well, fucking do it, because it's gonna suck. And getting through it and finishing it, that's the thing. That's the thing.
Yes.
Like
you did the thing.
Oh, if your thing's great the first time, go fuck yourself. Awesome.
Best on your journey, Chappelle. Jesus fucking criminy. You got like standing ovation in your first.
Totally.
But not everybody, nobody most of the time is like that. Very few people come out. Again, that's like everybody wants us to come out of the primordial ooze and lighten beans now, and they're back to the future mobiles to like,
great point,
get pissed off at Martin Luther King and Abraham Lincoln and shit. It's like we're getting better, everybody. Like, if anything, like, take it like a good sign. We're fucking changing, and like, you know, we all have a say in that. So to go back and get upset at somebody, anyway, that's a whole other topic in itself. But yeah, man, no, I know what you're saying though.
Yeah, you gotta I know now, after having done 8 of these now, that that's so fucking bizarre to say. That's so bizarre. I've done 8 of them. I was 15 years old. I was 11 years old, or 12. Brought the years thing back.
Mm-hmm.
That was a callback, wasn't it? That was wasn't so good, apparently. Brian's like, I saw the thing happen. Just, but it's insane that I have 8 episodes now from when I was 11 years old, and it fucking happened. And don't tell. I thought I heard the door open. Don't tell Paula that I've kind of lost a little ambition, just a little bit.
Okay.
Because I'm living beyond my wildest fucking dreams.
So you're
I'm
like dude, I just realized something when you laugh like that. You look like Matthew McConaughey.
Oh.
When you laugh, bro, you look like Matthew McConaughey. And you do kind of when you're not. But I just kind of noticed that. You're like, you're doing the... You see, dude? There it is right there. You fucking look like Matthew McConaughey, dude. I'm telling you, bro.
Hey, it's really weird you're saying that. All
right. Dude,
Just keep on living.
You got Livin.
L-I-V, yeah.
The older you do get, the more rules they're gonna try to follow.
That was really good. Rules.
You just gotta keep on living.
Good. Oh, I'm talking over you. You should do more.
Oh, how dare you? We can have fun with that, bro. Like, I love doing voices and goofing off and fucking shit. We could definitely have some fun with that.
Well, that's something I don't talk about it too much, but because really it's my wife's bag, and she's tops. She's top notch. But it is really cool to be able to, for someone who really doesn't like to be out there in the open and be on stages or whatever the case is, it's really cool. I can get into a booth and not know what the hell I'm doing in that day and be put on the spot to be able to have to come up with,
fuck yeah, dude,
whatever's gonna do the thing. And then for some reason that somebody else hires me because of that shit. That's incredible.
I love
How do we not sound cliche when we talk about like shit like gratitude and things like living beyond your wildest expectations? Like, I've heard people talk about things this way
when they say they're humbled, and it's like
bullshit.
You kind of it's dude,
the cliche shit.
I know, and it's like when you think
true.
about how can I make myself not sound like that while still getting that point across?
Yeah.
Because
we're artists, man, right? Yeah. We're trying to find the more original way to do something or whatever. Yeah. And you go, oh my God, my life is a cliche and it's the best thing to ever happen to me.
I love it, dude. All right, listen, this is what we're going to do because I respect your time. We got a couple things that I have prepared that we're going to do before I get you out of here. Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay.
All aboard.
So I like, obviously, to keep the podcast positive, especially in the times that we're living in right now, but it's unhealthy to keep all your angst bottled up. You don't want to pretend like everything's all right, only to fucking lose it at some point on the wrong person. So you got to find a healthy way to get that human shit out, which we all have. And like my friend Dina Lang says, it's almost kind of like a exorcism. What we do is I like to just give my guests a platform to express the things that are kind of pissing you off so you can get them out of your system. It's a little something we call Hater Hall of Fame.
Oh. I hate you guys. I hate you. I don't even know you. I hate you. You're tacky and I hate you.
What's pissing you off today, bro?
Ooh. Well, we talked about the one thing earlier about the interrupting thing with my wife. Talked about that. That didn't really stick with me. We talked about how we've talked about a couple things that have No, that was good too. That ended up good. It sucked for a second, but it ended up good. What did I? Something that I hated today.
Yeah, anything that could be sticking in your craw. Maybe it's not today or just recently. Something that's been or maybe something that's been a whole life thing. Like, why do people do this, or why is this that way, or what the fuck?
Oh, well, can we start with my wife interrupting this podcast? The only time that I've had to myself and my friend here, and now apparently, are you rolling sushi? What are we doing over there?
Perfect timing, dude. What's pissing you off today? My wife. My wife is pissing me the fuck off.
I mean, of course it would be if the theme of this episode is just the cliche wins.
I love it. Hey, dude,
the cliche wins out.
That's a good answer. It's a good answer. All right. The last thing here, one of the last things, mental reps questionnaire. Take as long as you need. Don't overthink it, but we got a little questionnaire here.
Pop quiz, hot shot.
Why so serious?
What's in the box?
What does Marcellus Wallace look like?
What do you mean funny? Funny how? How am I funny?
Answer the question, Claire.
Are you telling me you built a time machine out of a DeLorean?
You want answers! I want the truth! You can't handle the truth!
Is Darth Vader my father?
For real, B? I want answers.
Without a good question, a good answer has no place to go. It's time for the Mental Reps questionnaire.
All right, buddy, you ready?
So good. Yeah. I'm so psyched.
I love it.
Do you keep the music going this segment?
It fades out. Yeah, I keep it going for a little bit. Yeah.
Okay, because I was feeling it.
If you could meet anyone, current or historical, and spend the day picking their brain, who would it be?
David Lynch.
Good answer.
The director, the film director. Not even, I mean, the writer, film. Baby, are you spraying for bugs? I thought we were simpatico. Is there a bug in there? Well, you're thinking. Bubba. David Lynch. Do you know of this filmmaker?
Of course I do, man. That guy's bad to the bone. He's everything. He just did a music video recently that I was like, what the fuck, David Lynch? Or maybe it was. Anyway, yeah, he's
done some.
Yeah, he's done to some. The bone. And
he's done his own.
When you see him in interviews and shit too, dude, just the way that guy talks and shit, it's like, wow.
And it's like, I almost don't want to, because I've seen and heard everything and every word that he's ever spoken. And I never thought I'd like fall so heavily into somebody's art like his, but you know, he writes his films, directs his films, he acts, he paints, he does music, he builds all kinds of stuff. Like, it's just from he animates. It's just like, I want to sit next to that and see if that reverberates, or is it like what we were talking about before, that it just becomes normal after a couple, and then see what that, you know, when he brushes something off his knee, like a fly comes on his knee or something, and the conversation gets weird for a moment or whatever. Like, wait, are we? Yeah.
I'm just gonna have a cigarette and hear you.
Oh, did you hear that?
What?
She just could not keep away.
I'm just spectating. I'm not even trying to steal the camera.
When she was doing our podcast, her next door neighbor, sorry I forget her name, was in there with Paula. Yeah, that's right.
Oh, why don't you answer him?
Right, Victoria was there.
Awesome.
Pauley, this is my time with Travis. This is my time.
I can't smoke in the bedroom, so
I'm just fucking with you. I'm just fucking with you.
Dude,
I just want we got to get through the questionnaire, because he's giving a fantastic answers so far. If you had one round trip ticket in a time machine, when and where would you go?
Ooh. Okay.
Take as long as you need, but don't overthink it.
I'm letting the flies of thought hit my windshield. You know what? Oh, this is morbid.
Okay.
And shame on me.
Okay, go for it. Let it fly.
Shame on me. You want to comment further, wife? She's under the breathing. I think, geez, I can't believe I'm going to say this. November 22nd, 1963, Dallas, Texas, when John F. Kennedy was shot.
Ooh, grassy knoll status?
I think I would like to be in that area and
Yes.
He had his hair.
Yeah.
Did you just hear her?
What'd she say?
She just said, I have his hair.
Oh, well, after he got shot.
That's what I was going to say. I thought it, and I was like, I was almost thinking that one, but it wasn't exactly that. That's fantastic.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be?
You were just going to answer, Paula, and she started with a consonant, and then she heard herself about to say it out loud, but she stuck with that consonant and faded it out. If I had a superpower, what would it be? Okay. It's an obvious answer, but it might not have an obvious reason to it. Okay.
Right.
I would like to fly.
Okay. But
because I hate flying. So I figure if I have the superpower, then, I'll get to that point in the movie where like I accept it and like it, I accept my powers and they don't rule me anymore.
Yeah. I like it.
Because you can't get me in a plane, dude.
Yeah. Really?
You can't get me in a plane.
Really?
Oh, no. No, I will have to.
Oh, no. You sound like a Midwesterner for a second there. Oh, no, I don't like to go up in those planes, sir. No, sir.
Oh, man. That turned against me. Oh, but I'm going to have to. I am going to have to. And,
dude, I get
going
it.
to have to? Is that, yeah.
I get it. It's like, it's unsettling, but,
Unsettling is a word. Yeah.
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 If you could create a Woodstock type music festival featuring 5 musical acts from any era, who would they be? 5.
Gosh.
Again, it's supposed to be fun. Don't overthink it too much.
No. Some say perfectionism is
insecurity
with lipstick. Got it. Okay. A Woodstock day from any era.
5 acts.
5 acts.
They can be from different eras. Is what? Yeah.
That's so cool. What a great. It's odd because I've seen some of them. Okay. I would want to see 5 bands. I would want to see. Oof. Okay. I'm gonna try to go a little.
I know what you're doing. You're trying to make the full package make sense, but you can just go one at a time and don't worry so much about having it be like.
Dude, that's exactly what I was doing. I was curating.
You're like, Bach is gonna close the show.
Yeah, it's not the first time I'm asking these 5 questions. You fucking idiot.
No. How dare you?
All right. Gotta go Beatles.
Okay.
Gotta go Beatles. Gotta go Radiohead.
Nice.
Got to go.
Dixie Chicks.
Really, bro? That's where that is. First of all, they're really awesome. Second of all, they're not called the Dude, did you know this? They're not called the Dixie. Hey.
Oh yeah, they're only called the
Chicks. She's trying to interrupt me again. She's doing the thing. You saw it.
They're only called the Chicks now because of the
only
Dixie
called the Chicks.
Oh,
they had to take the Dixie out. But we haven't made this a
How
political
about you
podcast.
suck my Dixie? Anyway, go ahead.
Okay, so I have the Beatles, like a Radiohead. I want who's the guy that did
you don't even know his name.
Was it Bach? The guy who did Air Suite in G minor. the famous. So just throw like a classical
Bach, Beethoven, one of them motherfuckers.
Yeah, I think it was Bach.
I read you. Mozart.
Someone. It's not that. It's not Beethoven. It's not Mozart. It's not Tchaikovsky or. I shouldn't try to say names that I knew that I wasn't gonna. All right, are you editing this show? Is that what we're doing? Okay, I got two more. Two of you. Ugh. And she's like arrogantly smoking with like her phone out like this to her.
She's like, looking at you like
she doesn't have her reading glasses on.
Shastesky? Is that what you're talking about? Shastesky right now?
Two more. Oh shit.
Sugar Ray.
Oh, it's hard. Oh, that's so good too. But no, I would want to see like
Dave Matthews Band.
I'd want. You see, I'm kind of avoiding them. I'm avoiding like a lot of people. I'm avoiding Chris Isaac. I'm avoiding who's been with the same band for almost 30 something years, the Silvertones, that I'm obsessed with. But I would want.
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah, exactly. That's the one. And there's 1,000 more that are that, but different. And you will fucking love them. Okay.
So give me two of them.
Throw in, because I was thinking of Marvin Gaye, because I'd be like, fuck, man, Marvin Gaye, Radiohead, and Bach, and like,
Beethoven.
But I was thinking Prince, because Prince would, I'm curating, because Radiohead can play, everybody can play each other's instruments. Bach created this deal. Prince can play every fucking instrument, and the Beatles, every instrument. So it'd be so cool to have like all these guys that are playing that can do everything else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I have one more that wasn't Dave Matthews and it wasn't Chris Isaac or D'Angelo or that's gotta be
D'Angelo. Sexual Chocolate.
I saw him live. I saw him on his Voodoo tour. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I can't say enough. I'm going to say one more artist, and his name is Angelo Badalamenti. And Angelo Badalamenti is a frequent collaborator of David Lynch's. And he's done all of his films scores since Blue Velvet. And I am obsessed with this individual and obsessed with the theme song of Twin Peaks. Paul, I can tell you, I probably listen to it once a day. Like, you know what I mean? I listen to that song more than I brush my teeth or change my underwear.
Nice. Hey, dude. What'd she say?
Like, which is not saying a lot. Do you see how hack that was? Which is not saying a lot.
She's over there smoking her cigarette, judging you.
It's a cliche. I'm telling you. Oh, cool. Why don't you tell the rest of the podcast your life story? Why?
I love it. Okay, so we got Beatles, Radiohead, Bach, most of Prince. And Adam, what did say his name from
Angelo Badalamenti.
So
who do I have singing? I have all the Beatles and I have Radiohead.
You could have Paul McCartney, John Lennon, Prince. I mean,
I got heavy hitters.
Yeah, you got a couple.
And then they can take a break and the orchestra takes over.
Yeah, and clearly that you're a misogynist because there's not a single female in there anywhere. But that's.
Oh my God.
See how stupid it is that like you didn't even notice it, but somebody could be like, anyway, that nobody's saying that. Okay. I'm just saying it's an example.
I have seen Fiona Apple at least 3 times. I've been obsessed with her since I got her new artist on sale title CD, $9.99 at Camelot Music at Aventura Mall.
Oh,
for your ass.
Camelot Music, dude. I love it.
Thank you. And it was like, the stacks like right as you entered, and it wasn't in front. like facing you. You just went down the side here, and it was right there. And that was after seeing Shadowboxer at like 3 a.m, going, "What is this girl? What is this? What is this? It's black and she's what?" And yeah, so that started my tortured love affair with Fiona Apple.
I love it. But she's an honorable mention. We'll say
Thank
Fiona
you.
Apple, but
Thank you.
And I don't even know. Again, this is going to be a tough one for you.
Fuck.
What's your favorite movie? Listen, Pauley.
Did you hear her?
Sorry, it's just going to be another 45 minutes to talk.
There it is.
He's a wordy motherfucker.
There it is.
I love you.
You're a wordy
throw me
comedian.
one of your favorites. Throw me one of your favorites.
One of my favorites.
Just don't overthink it. David Lynch movie, maybe.
Oh shit!
It's like picking a favorite child, right?
It is. It is not baby. What's the one that I watch the most?
Scream.
What's the one?
Yeah, Scream once a week.
Scream.
Scream is a heavy hitter. Scream was a heavy hitter,
dude. Fucking Drew Barrymore.
Yeah.
But you know what? Oh God, it's so weird. All I hear is like
Home Alone. You love Home Alone.
I know. I love Home Alone. They're perfect movies. Die Hard, perfect movie. But Fight Club,
dude, that's a good one.
Fight Club may have been the one movie that I saw the most in theaters. Good so,
call. All right. You cannot painted a picture with what you not necessarily like a favorite, but Fight Club's up there. But you had like some good ones. By the way, I'm realizing I'm looking a little gray. I need to tweak my my green screen a little bit. Like not on your end, on my end. Like you're seeing a different video than I am.
You have different pigmentation.
Yeah, I look a little gray in this one. All right, so I like it. Those are good answers. And
it kind of sucked. It didn't feel like.
Dude, I liked it. Fight Club, dude. Every guy on the fucking planet is like. Yeah, dude, Brad Pitt in Fight Club.
We haven't we have. Dude, I don't think that I don't think that film is misogynistic in any manner. But I think there's 20 years. It's 20 years later, and I think it's still not of its time yet.
Fuck yeah, dude. Yeah, good. I like that.
That. We're not there yet.
What's if you had all right, this will be the last one, and Pauley, don't hyperventilate when I ask
she left.
Oh, okay. and if you had the world's attention for 30 seconds, what would you say?
Oh wow. Smoke a joint. And if you get anxious, take a little Klonopin. Okay. That person you hate over there, they're fine. That job that it just smoke a joint, take a little Klonopin. Don't pick up that gun. You could hate that person, just you don't need to deal with them. Just be high, be relaxed. You don't have to race to that fucking red light. That's all you're doing when you're speeding.
Mm-hmm.
So just smoke a joint, take a little Klonopin. Just leave everybody the fuck alone.
I love it. How do you feel, dude? Do you think we covered everything? Like you feel good about it? Did you get everything in there you wanted to? Anything else? Final thoughts?
Dude, no, I think this has been an extraordinary experience for me.
That makes me happy.
Yeah. I literally, my wife took my blood pressure 3 times. Swear to God, she took my blood pressure 3 times because we have one here. She's a hypochondriac. And, but you know what? I recommend everybody have a blood pressure machine at home. They're cheap as shit. And I was so nervous about this and to be able to have gone through this with you. And I'm already remembering the show. I'm already remembering you with me and doing this. And that means that it's already nostalgic to me.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't feel so the reward was not coming up with some the reward is this feeling right now, is this nostalgic feeling, because I wouldn't have had it if I listened to my fucking nonsense on the inside and tried to hyperventilate even more so the blood pressure machine would read even stronger and Paula would be like, you're not doing this, Travis, and she would text you and we would cut the whole thing off. Like,
oh, buddy.
So to be able to have got to this, not canceled on you, or pushed you aside and gotten to this end of it and feel this way. I mean, I have nothing more to say other than thank you.
Oh, buddy, my pleasure.
And I'm only better for having had this experience with you. And I look forward to a day when we don't have neither a screen between us and we have this conversation, or my wife's big fat fucking mouth and her big fat fucking tits in between us as we try to get a word in edgewise.
Dude, it's no, I definitely feel like I feel the same, man. Every conversation is different and I thoroughly enjoyed this one.
My wife's amazing, by the way.
Oh, of course, dude.
But wait, I didn't want to cut you off, but I hear an echo chamber in my head.
Anybody who watches
talk shit about her mouth and her tits.
Anybody who watches this podcast knows not only that I love her, but they've gotten the point, dude. You guys, you're a couple, like you said, raw, like authentic, like that's what it is, dude. But like, honestly, I feel like you know, you recognize things in people the older you get. One of the things I appreciate like more than ever the older I get is generosity of spirit. And when you see that lines up with good character, like those are really, that you want to keep those people around. And I've picked up on that with you. I feel like we also sort of have this thing where from one degree or another, even if we're not, we kind of feel like broken toys sometimes. And like, but what we do here is like we dust off all the bullshit and the remnants and try and make some sort of sense of it all, so we can not only just like propel ourselves into greater understanding, but the people around us as well, and like try and be of some sort of use and positive use to the people around us and be positives to people. Rather, that's my whole thing, is I just want to be a positive. I never want people to be like, fuck, Brian fucked me up here, or he did this, or fucking.
I feel the same way.
I don't like that.
Way.
So
yeah,
just based off of your journey and everything, I know everybody's gonna love you, and I just, you know, gotta say, man, I love you. Keep shining bright like a diamond, man. Bro. Like, and
love you too.
Keep doing your thing. Oh, this is one last thing. Got quote of the week that you might appreciate. Heinz Kohut. I don't know how to pronounce the last name, but empathy is the capacity to think and feel oneself into the inner life of another person. I think that's basically just like, yeah, before you start judging people, put yourself in their shoes. It's easy to judge. It's hard to understand, but that is like the right path. So don't like go around judging others, holding them to their past, like kind of setting yourself up for disaster. And how huge empathy is to humanity and yourself and all of us. And so just it's easy just to fully engulf yourself in day-to-day life and see that you can't find the compassion in things, but like it's kind of on us as human beings to not only see the value in that for the people around us, but for ourselves. And I think that you absolutely exhibit that in an excellent, profound, beautiful way, and people pick up on it. And people pick up on it, dude. Like you have a really good energy and spirit and shit. And like I said, doesn't come without its bumps and bruises, but that's what makes it so much better. Yeah. But dude, that is like, again, I know this is a line from Joe Rogan, but like some of the best, most awesome fucking people I know in life are like a little bit like the broken toy, but you find the way to make it work and you come out. So that to me, Brogan. Yeah, he's a good
Brogan,
one.
He's a good egg.
Yeah. And you're a good egg, buddy. Thank you for coming on, man.
Couple cracks.
Dude, search Terror on the Air, everybody. YouTube.
Yes, please. Please find me
all
everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere, right?
Yeah, really. I get so excited whenever I see just one more subscriber, just one little, or I see just one uptick on an episode,
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like it's just such a
it's beautiful, dude. And but anything that you get is well deserved, and I think that's keep trucking along. And like
I will.
Gary
I got
B
the next
says,
one written already. And it's a very long one. It's kind of boring, and it's kind of. But you know what? Like I know this going in, and I'm okay with writing a boring episode.
I understand what you mean. I know exactly what you mean. I know exactly.
It's the story I want to tell.
Yeah.
And
good for you, dude.
Yeah, dude. And I, hopefully one or whatever strikes a chord.
I love it. Travis Roig.
Yes. Roig.
Yeah, on the Instagram, Twitter,
everywhere.
Facebook, all that shit.
Everywhere. I even have a podcast with my wife called it's, from time to time, it's called Someone's Trying to Sleep. And it's basically
I didn't
it's
know
only 15.
that.
Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I got fucking look it up right now.
It's called Someone's Trying to Sleep, and it's only 15 minutes long. And every single one's only 15 minutes. And it's basically about what happens after we've had sex and we can't get to sleep.
I just subscribed to it.
Yeah. So Someone's Trying to Sleep. Travis Roig, Roig, Terror on the Air. I'm everywhere in some form.
Shacks, you got your album?
Can I do? The Shacks just came out, which is a companion piece to Stiltsville. That's another name for Stiltsville. I wrote and recorded most of the record on MDMA.
Okay. Okay. Oh, dude, I want to get to the bottom of that. Okay.
Yeah, and I did it on like an amplifier that's like 50 years old, and it was just that, and just
fucking rad. I love
beautifulness. But that's there. I have another one coming out in May, and there was something else. I have just a little thing called the Miami Good Times. It's called the MiamiGoodTimes.com. If you go there, there are just little articles that I write about the good stuff of Miami.
I love it.
And nothing exploitative, nothing cynical, nothing anything. Just good stories, good stuff. The MiamiGoodTimes.com. And
I've seen a couple of your articles, man. It's good shit.
Little stuff. Always, diversify.
Yeah, dude. I remember kind of being like, I want him to write an article about me. Fucking
dude, it can go. Please, of course.
No, of course. Dude, I remember seeing. I was like, oh, dude, what's this guy going on? What's going on over here?
I just didn't see anybody. Dude. Nobody's really like doing the good stuff. Of this place. We just hear all the corrupt this and the. I don't want to. Bring anything or anybody up, but so if you want like just feel good articles about the city that we live in, like hit it up. Good stuff.
I love it, dude. All right, buddy. Yeah. You are in the Mental Reps family now, man. You can come back anytime. Yeah, bro. I feel good about it. I hope that you had a good time, and we'll definitely do it again soon.
Oh, thank you. I hope I measure up to the next time.
Oh, yes. Definitely. And yeah, maybe when you get your next episode come out, we'll do another one or something. All right, buddy?
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. That'll be great. Yes. Cool.
And what's the name of your newest episode, by the way? I listened to
it's called The Salesman's Body.
The Salesman's Body. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude. Which I think the show came from the title. Just because it sounded like one of those old shows,
I love
Salesman's Body. It's like, oh, okay. So what's that about, dude? Oh no, that's right. No, I met this guy real quick. Just met him at the voice acting studio, whatever like that. And I was like, oh, he needs to be a car salesman, and that's how it happens. So
I love it.
So yeah, the twain met. So I can't wait to hear the episode that we make.
Fuck yeah, dude.
It starts with a DJ, Christmas music,
or at least like a gunshot or something. Maybe he shot himself.
No, I like
the throat slit. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, we can workshop this. We can workshop.
You want it
this.
Audio though. You want it audio, so it might have to be a gunshot.
That's the thing. Yeah.
But it starts with your narration. Okay. Here we go.
We're gonna fucking do this, dude.
Okay.
All right, buddy. I love you, man.
Love you more.
Fun talk, dude.
Absolutely.
And, yeah, we'll talk soon, man. Take it easy and give my best to the wife. I know she's probably somewhere behind you and making sly comments
on the ceiling. She's, I
love it, dude. All right, man. We'll see you soon. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. Hey.